Hello, welcome back to my photography vlog, and today you join me. I'm on the coast of Kerry in a place called Valentia Island, and I came here to shoot Valentia Lighthouse that you can probably just see over my shoulder here. When we arrived earlier the light was lovely, but it's after greying over. And also as well, I originally had tried to take a shot of an area just down below me here where there was nice swell coming through from the waves, and I wanted to get a swell with the lighthouse in the background, just to kind of make the most really of the scene that I was at. But unfortunately the swell seems to be dying down in that direction, but there is still a bit of a swell in another direction. So I've turned the camera around and I'm now shooting back more or less towards the sun, but the sun is behind the clouds, so it's okay. But there's a nice bit of swell coming through, and it's covering over some nice rocks that are there as well. They're quite rugged. I'll give you a look at those there now and what I see. And the bigger part for me now is to be able to get a long enough exposure and keep a bit of movement in the water, keep it alive, don't make it too milky, which I've seen if you go from a very, very long exposure. So I'm varying it at the moment now. I'm going for a 2-second, a 4-second and a 6-second exposure. I'm probably going to settle for around the 4-second exposure, looking at what I'm seeing on the back of the camera. But it's about waiting just for the waves themselves to come through, because they're coming nicely over the top of the rocks. I think it is giving a nice effect. The island itself is absolutely beautiful. There's an area which is high up on the headland across the way here that you can see right down onto this lighthouse itself, and in the right conditions it's beautiful because you're seeing all along the coastline as well that follows behind me. But an interesting time, I suppose, to try and be clever with my shot. What I wanted to try and do is not going to work, so I want to try and make the most, as I said, of the conditions that I have, and hopefully I'll get a nice shot from that. So that's just the first real stop from here. I'm going to move in a moment now. It doesn't look like there's rain coming through, but I'm going to move in a moment and slightly change my composition. There's a rock that I see here which could give me a potential nice shot. It won't have anything got to do with the lighthouse, but it's still potential to give a nice shot with the water coming over the rocks and then some more waves breaking in the background. So I'll show you the shot that I've taken here, and I'll check back in again now in a moment. After moving along there now, because the conditions on the other side, as I mentioned a moment ago, weren't ideal, I've come over here and there's an outlay of a rock. It's a straight line coming out, and I've noticed that there's some nice waves that are breaking over on top of it. So it's a matter of me waiting for the right wave to come through and capture the shot then as the wave is coming over the top of the water. So it should give a nice bit of motion and bring the rock itself to life. And incidentally, you can possibly just see it on the headland over here. There's a white building, so there's some houses and then there's a white building. That white building is from where the cable runs from Ireland to the United States. So it's a telecommunications cable that was run, laid, and goes right across the Atlantic to the US. So it was like really groundbreaking from the communications point of view back in the day. Obviously now, with the advent of satellite communications and the internet obviously running through that, it's no longer mainly in use, but I presume it's still going to be used as a redundancy because there's still a connection that goes from Ireland directly to the US. I'll find more information and I'll place it in the description below. But from the shot that I'm taking here, it's just a matter of, like I say, waiting. When that rock is covered by water, it should give it a nice look and feel. Also as well, when a nice wave will come through, it'll give a bit of splash or motion coming up above the rock itself. But again, as I said earlier on, it's making the most of the conditions. As you can see in the background here, there's some grey clouds coming through, which is unfortunate because I'm here for sunset. Doesn't look like I'm going to get much light, but I'm going to take another shot anyway here, and I'll check back in again in a moment. I found this lovely spot here. There's some lovely seagrass that's right in front of me, and it's in a bit of a static rock pool. And what I'm finding now when I'm taking the shot here is that if I can get it with the polarizer, it gets rid of any glare, so I can see directly now through the water and seeing that lovely green grass that's right in front of me on the scene. It's been framed either side as well by the rocks that are coming out. I've got that rock in the centre, and then I've got the headland as well in the background. And I do think what this ended up being is probably going to be a square crop shot. One of the disadvantages by using the polarizer from the Lee system is on the 16-35 at 16mm, I get a slight vignette. And I want to be able to get it at 16mm because I want to be able to capture as much of the green grass areas at the front here. So I'm probably going to end up with a square crop on this, but I want to time it right as well, that I can catch some movement in the waves that are coming through here. So I think what it should end up doing is give a nice contrast between the front being nice and calm, and then the mid-ground to far distance itself being rough with the waves. And that, I think, will probably be my favourite shot that I've taken here from today. But, you know, as I said from the outset, it's about making the best of the conditions that you have. And I'm going to continue on here. I do hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks very much for tuning in. As always, if you do like the content, leave me a comment. I'd really appreciate a like, and I'd really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of the next journeys that I'll take along the coast of Ireland, and obviously in the woodlands and forests of Ireland as well. So from County Kerry, thanks very much, and until the next time, Slán go fóill.